And happy Tuesday to you live from Walk-Ons. This is Hey Coach. We have a huge crowd tonight, Coach Davis.
We're rocking.
I'll be your host tonight, John Weaver. I got Coach Davis. I have Coach Ross Dorr and Fallon Humphreys, the
State champions,
2024 volleyball state champions, are in the house tonight. You'll hear from Coach Dorr and Fallon Humphreys tonight. But Coach, what a fun night. I know we took a break. We took a break last week. We had fall break, so we took a break. But we had two exciting wins since we've been here. And let's just revisit, the Hartfield game, then we'll get to JA, and then we got a big one on the platter this week called Jackson Prep. But let's talk about those last two games and what it meant for your team. You're undefeated in conference, and one, getting a great home win against Hartfield Academy, and then going on a road and playing a tough Jackson Academy team and getting one out there, setting you up great for conference play this late in October.
Well, I had one of my former players that played on our state championship in 2020 text me and said, Coach, so fun watching your guys play, how hard they play, the culture they have, and that's about what I can say, man. I'm just so happy the way we play so hard, and our kids believe we can win, and that's what it took to get two big victories these last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So let's go look at the Hartfield game. It was another back and forth, go up 21-0. It's one of those games, and then we scored 3 field goals. I've been on your staff for quite some time now, and I don't ever remember you kicking 3 field goals in a game, but that kind of sealed the victory. And then your defense rise to the occasion with the high-powered offense that Hartfield has. What are some key takeaways that you took from Hartfield that took you into the Jackson Academy game?
One, we had a hot kicker, so he had three field goals that night, all over 38 plus, and then hit a big one last week to seal it late, which was huge at the time. I think it's 40 plus yards. I think it went from 55. But to me, just total team wins. Hartfield game, yeah, we gave up some points, but really it was big plays. But at the same time, both weeks our defense stepped up and made plays when they needed to, and special teams have been good for us. And then, offensively, we put some points on the board last week, not so much. But, we made a big first down toward the end of the game to help kind of seal the win. So we're really playing good as a team right now. Can we improve? Absolutely. But, very proud. And, so far this week, our focus has been good with the prep game coming up. So very proud of our team right now.
Yeah, before we jump into Jackson Prep, I want to go back to the Jackson Academy game because it's hard for us to play over there for some reason. The games that we go over there, I don't know if it's just a short drive, maybe we like long bus trips or whatever, but it takes a while for us to get going if you look historically. And then kind of your mentor is their head coach now, David Duggan. Just go back to that last Friday night and some key takeaways that you took, from practice and that game, but then also you look at, hey, what did we learn about ourselves as a team going into this week versus Jackson Prep?
Well, thank goodness defense played well last week. Offensively, we just made too many mistakes. Easy reads, run the wrong route, didn't block the right guy kind of game. But find a way to win enough, put enough on the scoreboard. Thought we left a couple of touchdowns on the scoreboard. Had to end up kicking a field goal or trying a field goal one time, but that's just it. Why, I don't know. One, I tell you, Jay is a much improved football team. Very good, very well coached, very physical. It won't be any easy playoff wins this year. There's 4 good football teams in the metro area that are showing that right now, and like I told the kids after the game, played a good football team night on the road after coming off a big win the week before. Got a big game this week too. Let's get out here with a win and be proud of it. And so that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, I think anytime, and Philip Short said that too, anytime you're winning in mid-October and you're still winning, and it's been a long time since we played Pulaski, and that's our only loss on the season. So you start looking, it turns into a grind. I mean, not only for the players, but for coaches. And we just finished a flag football game, and we're like, y'all got prep tonight? I mean, that's what everybody's saying now. It's like, you don't know how many hours we put into this thing just now on Tuesday. But before we close the chapter, we did have some players of the week, and we want to announce those. We'll take a break, have some guests on here, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up with Jackson Prep. But our Offensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Went McGee, the mortgage man, was Will Bezai. Let's talk about Will real quick and how he's kind of emerged here late in the season.
Yeah, I actually had a great game against Oak Grove too, and so we're starting really coming on. You know, it's his third year to play. He's really starting to just kind of start seeing get comfortable right now, and so made some big plays for us last week. But it's been pretty solid for us all year long. You know, Will's got a lot of ability, so when he comes to play, he's tough.
Our Shelter Insurance Defensive Player of the Game by Bradford Foster, that's your local agent, is a guy I could have gone with two people. This guy had over 20 tackles, sacks. I mean, he was flying all over. And that's, you want to say it or you want me to say it?
I'll say it because I'm going to tell you, this guy started for us most of the year last year, and you know, kind of fizzled on us late. I don't mind saying that, but man, we put him down at linebacker this year, and we thought it would be a great fit for him, and he has done nothing but blossom. I'm so proud for him. Great kid, a great one of our leaders. So Street told, I mean, Street told her.
I've had Streets watching.
Street, you're still with us, Street. I'm sorry. No, but Jackson told her, man, what an incredible 21 tackles. You know, I think, what do you have, 18 earlier against Pulaski? So two of the best teams we played this year. He's had averaging about 20 tackles a game. So the guy can absolutely fly. He's long. Really proud of this guy.
Yeah, of those, there were 3 tackles for loss that equaled minus 18 yards. So, Jackson, congratulations. Our Whitetail Properties, Jeff Foote, Special Teams Player of the Week goes to another guy that did it last week. It's Jackson Jenkins, who had the 40-yard field goal. And I'll be honest with you, when we had the delay game, we were talking about it. And I asked Walker, I said, Walker, who's the holder? I said, Walker, what was your mindset? He goes, I was trying to get him to hurry up. And he said, Jackson was looking at me, he's like, I'm not kicking it right now. I'm not kicking it right now. So kudos to them for kind of understanding the situation. And we got to get that in, but that was a kick from 41 that iced that game. So Jackson Jenkins is our Whitetail Properties, sponsored by Jeff Foote, Special Teams Player of the Week. And then our Offensive Lineman of the Week, I've yet to get that from Coach Williams, so stay tuned for that. I think he's still grading film, unless you know.
It's Mortgage Man. Lineman of the Week.
Lee Hawkins. Really, Kenny hadn't given me the Lineman of the Week yet.
I know who it is.
Oh, so you don't have to wait too long. It's Lee Hawkins Realty, sponsored by William Fincher. The Offensive Lineman of the Week is?
Caleb Unger.
Caleb Unger.
Graded out 84%.
Graded out 84%. We're about to call this the Lee Hawkins Realty Caleb Unger Offensive Lineman of the Week. He's won that so many times.
Well, I mean, yes, he has, but I'm going to tell you, anytime, especially with Coach Williams grading, if you can get an 80 plus, you're doing really, really good.
True.
So hats off to him for a great game.
Those are our athletes of the week, players of the game, if you will, versus Jackson Academy. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have Coach Ross Dorr, the head coach of the 2024 Volleyball State Champions, the first one in school history, coming right in this seat. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned to Hey Coach, live from Walk-Ons.
Gumbo is a quintessential Louisiana dish, right? Our gumbo's just got tremendous flavor. It's about quality. If you skip any part of the process, you'll definitely get called out for it, and we just don't do that. Of course, we have salt and pepper shakers on every table, but rarely do we see someone pick them up. If you're gonna do a gumbo, you better do it the right way.
You got a tackle out there. It's killing us.
I'm trying, Coach. Who is that guy?
He moves. He moves like water. He is water. He's the best dang football playing roof leak in the state. But I can't stop him. Of course you can't. You know nothing about roofing. So get out there and do your job.
Your smile. It's how you share your truest feelings, your dreams, yourself with the world. And at the Winning Smile, your smile is our passion. That's why we offer in-house financing options, convenient appointment times, and personalized treatment plans to help keep you healthy and discover your confidence to unleash your best smile. Learn more at thewinningsmile.com.
And welcome back to Hey Coach Live from Walk-Ons. And this is our goal in Hey Coach, is to have Coach Davis and then start having some of our other coaches. And it was fitting that you went over to Mississippi College and took care of business last night, a thing that you've been trying to do for a long time, right? You made it there last year, came up a controversial point, I'll say, last year. I know that gets under your skin.
It does.
But you got it done this year. You are the head coach of the 2024 Volleyball Division I State Champs and beat Jackson Academy last night, 3-0. So you went in the season, you've kind of had their number the last 2 years. You know, you go through it, but you went 3-1, and you sweep them last night. Let's just go back in time and talk about these girls and the monumental feat that they had of winning the first ever.
So Fallon Humphreys, Kenzie Griffin, they started as freshmen with me when I started. So when Coach DeWeese brought me in, it was their freshman year. And he told me specifically, you good? Okay, sorry. He told me specifically he was bringing me in to change culture and change mentality, because volleyball had the mentality of, hey, we're gonna go out, we're gonna have fun. And he knew from raising me on the basketball court, basically, that go out, have fun is one part of athletics. But MRA has kind of transitioned to go out, have fun, beat everybody. And that was the goal. And we came in, and with that goal in mind, we started the process of changing our attitude towards how we played volleyball. First time volleyball had ever had any kind of tryout and cut. I cut 29 girls the first year we had tryouts for MRA volleyball, and that was not a fun conversation with a lot of parents who just assumed they were going to be on the volleyball team. With that cut, we started our season. That year we ended up fourth. We lost to Prep in the semifinals of the state championships. But we saw good things. First winning season we ever had was that year, 2021. The next year we come back, we trained all season, we've done more off season than they ever did. We come back and we grab one set from JA at home with our juniors then, Cam Humphreys, Emma Gentry, you know, some of these great girls that basically were the foundation of our program. Then roll that up to the next year, I have my fabulous or furious 5 seniors that really put in a lot of the work and were the foundation for the program. These girls go out and they hand JA the first ever sweep. We swept them at MRA, had a great student section that night. Everybody remembers that night. First time it's ever been done. First time we ever beat JA in volleyball. Roll it again. Let's go one more year. Now we beat JA at home and we go 5 sets in the championship game and lose, like you said, maybe a little bit iffy on the controversy of the call, but everybody that knows volleyball knows one call can swing momentum and it's huge. So that left a bitter taste in the mouth of the 3 juniors that year. That year was the turning point. Right. That's when we got over the mental hump of JA. And now, fast forward, I'm holding a blue trophy.
Well, you said it right. When you start looking at MRA and the athletics, having fun is great. but the guy right there to our right, he likes to win as well, and any head coach at him right likes to win.
Sure.
So winning is fun, right?
That's correct. That makes it more fun.
But what I love is the attitude of the girls in the weight room, embracing the culture that you're starting to set of. And if you were at the match last night, if you watched it on the live stream, you can see a passion of just wanting not just to win the game, but to dominate the game. And that's what I noticed watching that match from just if a girl messed up, and I was messing with Ella today, it was like, okay, it's all right, we'll get that point back. And y'all never really went on a service run. It was more like they get 2, we get 2, they get 1, we get 3. You went on one. It was never really one of those big runs. And what was crazy to me was last year's first set was a lot like this year's first set.
Exactly
2-point
like
victory.
it.
Yeah, exactly like it. So when you start looking at those things, what was, if you look at the big picture, I know holding the blue trophy, winning the state championship, that's like the big thing, right?
Right.
What's one defining moment you're like, hey, this is going to happen this year? I knew you had that moment with those 3 seniors for this year, but was there a moment, a turning point when you're like, you know what, we're going to do it. I know we're going to do it. Was there ever a match that you said, hey, this is going to be this is the one?
I think it was probably after we played a tournament in Louisiana. We had swept JA in the series. We beat them 2-0, 2-0. Look, we're getting the 1 seed. We see JA of all people in a Louisiana tournament and lose 2-1. No big deal, doesn't hurt our conference record, nothing like that. But that peeved or perturbed, I don't know what to say on this particular, but my girls will know what I'd say. It ticked them off really bad. They said, not again, not happening again. And they put in a lot of work. And I would say over the last 2 weeks, we've had Coach Elizabeth will tell you the same thing. We had the best last 2 weeks in practice that I've ever had as an MRA head coach. They were talking, they were loving each other, they were communicating, everything we told them to do, they did. And when a girl is coachable and when a team is coachable, all I had to do was sit back, say, y'all have it. And if you watched that game, you saw at any given time, okay, we gave up a point here, we hit it into the net, okay. They never stopped the aggression. It was full aggression the whole time. I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna hit it so hard, your kids are gonna feel it. That's what our mentality was, and that's what they did. And when I tell you everybody, I've gotten so many compliments on how our girls finished. They said all 3 of those sets were tight, all the way up to about that 18, 19 point range. Of course, a couple of them, or one of them was a little tighter on through, but around about 18, 19, our girls said, okay, that's enough. You get no more. It'll be our mistake if you get any more points. You don't have any more, we're walking away. And they did.
That's awesome. Well, let's give another round of applause for Coach Dorr and his girls. Thank you for joining me on Hey Coach. This is awesome. This is awesome. Stay tuned. We'll have Fallon Humphreys in the seat. Going to talk a little bit about her season and some accolades that are in the mix. So stay tuned. This is Hey Coach, live from Walk-Ons.
Small town courtrooms to the Mississippi Supreme Court. Our attorneys have over 60 years experience litigating cases all across Mississippi. The odds say you'll need an attorney at some point. And when you do, you can have the home field advantage with your hometown lawyers right around the corner from MRA. Gladden and Ingram, attorneys at law.
Quality, integrity, and excellence. Kincaid's Fine Clothing, Old Town Square, Ridgeland.
Motion is what connects us to our world, to each other, and us. We were born to keep you in motion, however you decide to do so.
We carry a wide and install Continental brand tires on your vehicle today.
Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Ely's is a proud sponsor of MRA Patriot Athletics. Come try our USDA Prime New York Strip, bone-in filet, New England scallops, or sauteed Gulf crab claws. Ely's also offers an extensive wine list and bar selections. Ely's, upstairs on Jackson Street in Ridgeland. Good luck, Patriots.
I don't know what to do.
And welcome back to Hey Coach, live from Walk-Ons. I have a special guest. It is senior Fallon Humphreys, who has joined us in the hot seat. Fallon's one of the seniors, one of the 3 seniors that, and a captain, right?
Yes,
captain
sir.
on the Volleyball State Championship team. So you've been on this ride for a long time. You played with your sister. You kind of saw her set the foundation with her group of seniors. What was it like last night, finally hoisting that blue trophy? Because you grabbed it real quick, and I saw you raise it above your head. So talk about that moment.
It's definitely a good feeling, to say the least, but it's an even greater feeling because we knew that, on the start of these past seasons, from 8th grade to 9th grade, knowing this is going to be a really long process, but once we finally get the right pieces and everything, and it's finally going to come together, then it's going to be really, really good. And it felt really, really good last night.
As you look through, workouts and playing for MRA, y'all doing the box jumps and early workouts and all that stuff, and a lot of the work that y'all do goes kind of behind closed doors of everything you do from the summer to when y'all travel and do summer camps. And you play a lot of games. You played over 40-something matches, 45, 50 matches, something like that. How do you kind of, as you go, a wear and tear on your body, how do you kind of make it through a season? I saw some of them last night. As hard as y'all spike the ball and hitting your hand, some people, I was thinking about my nose, if I got one of those, it'd be breaking my nose. What kind of goes into your training, and how do you sustain a long season?
Honestly, our teammates can tell you, we've had a lot of emotional breakdowns sometimes. You kind of need it to get through the season, a good cry with a teammate. But I think our recoveries, actually, we do a really good job of recovery. We do compression sleeves, ice baths. We do that, in between, when we lift and stuff. So I think we do a really good job, even on our own. Coach Ross didn't have to get on to us about that. We're very, we know when to get rest and, to train against that. So, finding time in between those last 10 minutes in between a practice or something is right when we need to do it. So
well, I want to talk about what they talked about on the live stream last night on the MAIS network. Preps coach was talking about your serve and how you have this jump serve. Where did you learn that from? And because they were comparing it to a guy serving, a jump serve. Tell me about that.
Okay, so I learned it from my coach, Coach Gabe, at Koki Volleyball. He's very an aggressive person, to say the least, but he played men's volleyball, so he really wanted me to advance in that level to get that really aggressive serve that not a lot of people can master. And obviously, Coach Ross only tells me to do it when we're up by about 12 points, but it's worth it.
So as I used to play volleyball back in the day. Church league volleyball. Yeah, I was 10. It was more when my parents would play church league, we would go hit a ball around. What's the hardest part about volleyball? When you start looking, I see one of the girls was serving a knuckleball. Bryson Jones was telling me when you were serving, it moves. Ella's left-handed, so it kind of goes another kind of way. But then I look and see how y'all dig a ball and all that stuff. What makes that so easy to you?
So
easy.
It's not easy at all. But I'm going to go back to your first question. I think the ultimate hardest thing, and I think this is in every sport, is mentality. It is the hardest thing you can possibly think of, even if you have a super hard coach or even if you're just doing it by yourself. I can say for myself, I'm a perfectionist. So even if Coach Ross didn't say anything, I will literally rip myself apart. And it's just a mental state that's hard for each and every person to a certain extent, but that's a big thing. And then what was your last?
Yeah, so when y'all serve.
Yeah, serve. We serve every day in practice, every day. So we should have that down to perfect.
So another thing, and I'm speaking some terms, like they said last night that it was when y'all go to spike, is that what you call it, spike?
A kill.
A kill, okay, a kill. And they say it's closed, right? Y'all were finding ways to find windows when it was closed. Is that something y'all been practicing? Like y'all put pool noodles up and go through those? How does that work?
I think we have a lot of club experience and that helps a lot. But we work with our middle blockers, like us, our outsides and right sides, swinging around the block, just knowing like go deep, go short. And our liberos communicate really well with that. But like we work on that a ton with hitting lines and everything. So we work on that skill pretty often.
Yeah. Y'all were swinging away last night.
Yes, sir.
And they were finding a lot in bounds. So let's talk about your future. You're kind of going to where your sister is. She's playing B. You're going to be in North Florida next year. Talk about that experience. What's it going to be like to be with your sister? I know your parents are going to be happy. They can go to one place and see both of you. So be reunited with your sister.
It was a really difficult decision, but originally I was committed to Liberty and some other things happened, and so I was just like really confused of what I wanted to do, and so Cameron's beach coach is the husband of the indoor coach, and I was like, do you want to like say something or what? And Cameron's like, I don't think it's gonna happen, but okay. So then she told him, and I sent her a video, and so it kind of just worked out from there. And so then I went to a camp, and I loved the place, like the coaches, the atmosphere, like being on the beach every day is, I mean, who doesn't want that? So, and plus, Cameron was a big aspect, like having an emotional support there when my family's like 8 hours away is a huge thing, but the atmosphere itself is insane.
If they have a football team, I think Coach Davis and I'd like to go to the beach as well. I mean, that's a great place to be, right? The beach.
Yes.
Easy decision.
5 minutes away.
Or go to the beach. Yeah, that's great. Last thing, y'all play with a bunch of passion. And I saw more passion on the court last night. I mean, I really thought y'all were about to knock each other down after every point, like the shove or whatever. What led to that passion? I think I know the answer, but what led to that passion?
We wanted that game so bad. And I told the girls, it was like the last set in the D2 championship, and I was like, we were having our own pep talks, and we were talking, we were like, last year, if you think about it, we were giving each other like a pep talk speech, and we were like, we can do this, like blah, 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 like kind of braining it, like putting in your brain, like we can do this. But like these past 2 weeks, like Coach Ross said, like I have never felt more prepared than I have been in this whole like 5 years of playing volleyball with them. We felt so prepared and wanted so bad, and it was obvious. Like, I mean, and the prep game, I shoved Chloe Carr to the ground. I mean, it was pretty funny. But you can just show, like, you can see the energy and the passion and love that we showed each other, and like that should tell you all you need to know about MRA volleyball.
Well, congratulations to you and your team in your volleyball state championship. First one in school history. That's Fallon Humphreys.
I know.
Stay tuned for Coach Davis coming back, and we're going to talk a little bit of Jackson Prep. This is Hey Coach, live from Walk On.
I did terrible.
At Uptown Dental, located in the township on Highland Colony, their passion is helping patients look and feel their best. Dr. Michelle Cruz and Dr. Claire Greiner are dedicated to creating an experience that is pleasant, comfortable, and pain-free. Their state-of-the-art facility welcomes patients into a spa-like atmosphere. Uptown Dental has the latest dental treatments and most cutting-edge technology available. From 3D cone beam imaging, digital x-rays, digital impressions, Invisalign orthodontic treatment, and so much more, at Uptown Dental they pride themselves on staying on top of the constant changes in dentistry.
You made a promise to teach, to provide, to make time, to play, to protect, to give every opportunity. You made a promise, and we're here to help you keep it. Bank Plus, it's more than a name, it's a promise.
Hey MRA Pats, Did you know that there's no need to go out of the way for your next family take-home meal? We got you covered at Fleetway Market in Gluckstadt. Our state-of-the-art smoker makes the smoked brisket, chicken, pulled pork, and ribs on this side of the Mississippi. So let us fuel you up next time you pick up. Fleetway is so proud to support our hometown MRA Pats.
What we're doing is cutting some of the boneless off the tenders. It doesn't just come from a pre-cut tender and this, that, and the other. Aside from whether it's fried, grilled, whatever, you have kind of a firm, tough texture when it's frozen. And when it's fresh, it's a lot more tender. It's a lot easier to chew through.
I don't like wings to be frozen, and I don't know when the hell you froze them.
You want that crunch, but still that wetness from the sauce. You just have the tossed wings in a clean bowl.
Every plate is a love letter. Send a love letter. Let the guests know you love them.
And we're back here live with Hey Coach, live at Walk-On. Gonna talk a bit of Jackson Prep. The game is here. This Friday night, MRA travels to Jackson Prep, 7 o'clock kickoff, pretty much for the #1 seed. If you start looking at it like that, both of us, they're 9-0, we're 8-1, we're undefeated both in conference play. It's one of those games that, and you've mentioned this, they've been at our season 2 years in a row, right? State championship and then the semifinals. What's been your main focus going into this week, just Monday and Tuesday practice?
Just trying to get details better. You know, like I told you, I felt like we just didn't play very detailed offensively last week, pretty much top to bottom. And so, you know, and then and obviously, you know, we had a few things on the we just got to get better, which is good. I feel like our ceiling's still high, and we've won some big ball games despite it. So hopefully we can keep getting better and be peaking at the right time, and that's what we're trying to do. However, it'd be nice to win one Friday night because that #1 seed is going to be big. Again, no playoff game is going to be easy this year, but you know, always nice to have the #1 seed and go from there.
Well, let's break down their 3 phases real quick. We'll start with Jackson Prep's offense. And there's 2 guys that I think of all the time. It's Major Quinn and Parker Puckett. They call him Billy. What do those 2 do really well when you start looking at their offensive set? It's going to pose some problems, if you will, but just what do they do offensively that can let the fans know kind of what they're doing?
Well, you know, Billy's just a complete overall, you know, just a winner, really. But you know, can run well, throws well, 3-year starter, so in complete control of the offense. And you know, he's a guy that can add to a play. You know, so everything breaks down like he did it against us in the playoffs last year. He really kind of took over with his feet last year in the playoffs. So you know, that's a major concern for us. And so, you know, and then Major just what I call a football player. You know, plays both sides of the ball, returns punts, just plays hard. Very, very savvy, intelligent player. You know, kind of guy that probably you hate when you play against him, but you want him on your team.
Right.
You love him, you know. But he's that kind of kid. Plays very, very hard, and we have ultimate respect for all those guys. You know, a lot of good players. Rich tradition there, well coached, you know, yes, they're a rivalry, but they're probably the guys that I respect a whole lot. So it's going to be a war, like we said it would.
Let's flip the side and go to Jackson Prep's defense. We talk about guys that we know. Nick Brewer, one of your really good friends. I think you talk to him at least once a day, it seems like, for about 10 minutes. Just talk about their defense, you know, that they kind of have the red hats and they get after it. They're going to get after you with multiple fronts, a 3-man front, a 3-4, a 4-2, stuff like that. They bring pressure. Offensively, what are some things that kind of scare you about that with their pressure and all that?
Well, pressure is the #1 thing. They live by it, you know, and this is not mine and Nick's first go-around, you know, so But he knows it. I know it. That they're gonna bring it. You know, he jokes with me in the summertime. He never goes to 7-on-7. He said, "By God, when they can hit the quarterback, I'll start coming to 7-on-7." So that's just kind of his mentality, and you know. But always well coached, always very tough to play against, and you know, they're kids though. They have a little it factor about them. Like they play so hard. They're always where they need to be. And so that's what we'll be having to face. You know, can we block them? Number one, I know that's a cliche every week. You got to block them first, or you can't do anything else. But you know, those guys they're climbing all over the walls. They're everywhere. So we'll have to do a good job of picking up different looks, different blitzes, and protecting the quarterback as well and finding a run game.
In the third phase of the game, which has propelled 2 wins for us, kind of sealed them a little bit. Particularly their special teams, and I mean, there's no sense in even probably working on kickoff return. The guy kicks it 8 yards deep in the end zone, which is a negative for the offense because you're going to start on your own -20, which the statistics show, you know, your probability of scoring starting on your -20 are really low. But talk about their kicking game from kickoffs to punts, just they're very sound.
Yeah, top to bottom. A true Jackson Prep football team when it comes to special teams. You know, we mentioned Major too. He's a tough returner on punts. Probably has 1 or 2 or 3 punt returns every year. The kicker, like I say, he's not going to give you a chance. He's going to kick it 8 yards deep every time. He's got a powerful leg. He was All-State kicker last year as a sophomore, so we'll have to see him next year too. But very good kicker, big leg, you know, and then they just do a good job. You know, Coach Goodwin coached special teams in college. So they do a great job schematically too on that. So it's you know, it's just a solid. I said it at the first year. You know, I said it that you know, for us, Hartfield will be the most talented team we play. Prep may be the toughest team for us to beat. They're just a good, solid football team from top to bottom. Not a lot of chinks in the armor per se. They've kind of proven that so far where they're sitting.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the MRA Patriots as we enter this game and just the mindset. We talk about this each week. I think we kind of go into the mentality of it. Coach Dorr mentioned it. You heard Fallon saying the passion, and I know that's one of your main words is passion. You go discipline. Can you be accountable, hold your teammates accountable? Where are we at right now, sitting at 8-1 in the season, going into the biggest ball game thus far? So if you look at it's the next one, that's why it's the most important. But where is your team sitting right now on that approach of the passion and the buying in of just MRA football? Since we played big games, you've had 2 big games back to back. Just where are we in that?
I like where we're at as far as our attitude and our leadership. Our effort's been good. But you know, we'll have to up that a lot this week. We're gonna have a chance to win the football game. So, you know, I keep saying it, but it's true. I love that part. We just got to continue buying into getting detailed and getting better with our fundamentals and techniques each and every week. And like I say, I still think we have a lot left in the tank. But you know, we'll get challenged Friday night. It's gonna be a heck of a game, a heck of an atmosphere. So, but we'll have to bring our A+ game Friday night to win this football game.
Yeah. Just a short drive to Flowood to take on Jackson Prep. The Patriots will kick off at 7:00 p.m. Any final thoughts before we head out tonight from walk-ons? Any final thoughts?
No, man. You know, it's just we create a tremendous atmosphere at home. So I just challenge everybody: can we duplicate that? Can we have people full of the stands, standing room only, all the way around the stadium to support us Friday night? It'd be a big deal if we could.
That's right. And anytime we start playing in October, and it's late October, we talked about earlier in the show, that this is feels like playoff football. I mean, last Friday night felt like playoff football. You're playing for that seeding, but as you said, there's a lot of parity in this league, 1 through 4. I mean, it's anybody's game in those early round games.
Yeah, well, you know, I always say when you start warming up and the lights are having to get turned on, it's getting right. So it's here.
That's it. And the MRA Patriots will take on the Jackson Prep Patriots Friday night at Jackson Prep, 7:00 kickoff. 6:30 will be the pregame show. And I want to thank everybody. Alan, thank you so much for being here, running this show. Alan Burford behind the boards. Thank you to Coach Ross Dorr for being here tonight, coming right off of the first ever state championship. Fallon Humphreys joining on the show. And I can't leave without mentioning tomorrow is another state championship Wednesday. Our cheerleaders and dance team are going to go for a state championship. And I think there's two things they compete in: a game day, a prom. There's a sideline, I think. There's 4 chances for them to win a state championship. We're going to practice in the morning to get that done. So they can go and cheer them on. So another day. Also, wear red. I've been told that like 5 times in the past 24 hours. It's wear red. So if you go there, wear red. But Coach Davis, thanks for every Tuesday night, for being here for walk-ons. Thank you for joining us at home and being here in walk-ons. Thank you for being here. And that'll do it for Tuesday night. Hey, Coach, signing off. See y'all later.